You just shared 2 points really stand out. One is authenticity, second is crafting your story. So I would like to add a third point here when it comes to storytelling, which is temperament. So how does your temperament affect or influence how you work, communicate, and lead?
That's right. We're born a certain way. A fox is born to invade a chicken coop, a beaver to build a dam, dolphins to swim in schools, an owl to hunt at night. And so similar to animals, we human beings are born with a certain DNA. Our personality is made up of our temperament, which is our hardware, and our hard wiring as to how we work, communicate, and lead. And then we have that software, which is our character, that nurture. So it's nature versus nurture, and both play a huge part into who we are and how we show up for each communication and for sharing our story. And so I have a background in Keirsey Temperament. And so there's 4 core temperaments, and depending on what your core value is, that affects directly on how you connect with other, how you lead. Some individuals are much more comfortable being diplomatic when they lead, others strategic, some with logistics, others very tactical. And when we get stressed, we react very differently. So there is some predictability when it comes to communication and how we share stories and how we use words, whether we're more comfortable in the concrete with concrete words and terms, or if not more comfortable in the world of abstracts and talking about possibilities. And so it's thinking about who you are and how you show up. And that communication is really, again, I can't emphasize this enough, a co-creation. We can tell and sell our ideas all day long, but at the end, that's not going to do anything. It's got to be, you come into the space and you're open to listening to the other person and reminding ourselves that some of us are a lot more direct communicators, very role directive. Others are more role informative and open to probing. That's our natural way of communicating and what's comfortable for us. Some are a lot more cooperative in nature, where they like to get along and work with people, whereas others are a lot more utilitarian as far as they like to get from point A to point B, and they may hurt feelings along the way. We need all forms of communication, but we need to be aware that how we communicate might be a different language to someone else. And so at the end, everyone just wants to be understood. So if you come into a communicative experience, or you're sharing or listening to someone else's story, it's truly about acknowledging that person, recognizing that person, and knowing that we all beat to our own drummer.